Hey guys, this is Kingdom Sun 1347, and I'm just coming to you raw, authentic, my true self. And I just wanted to talk a little bit here in my room, just chilling. But I just want to talk a little bit about something that has been in my mind for now for maybe like for years or for months, more like months. And basically, is the topic. What I wanted to name this topic the truth, you know, uh, the truth about what's been going on just lately with the world, just with everything in general, uh, you might be there at your home, at work, with your friends, and there's something that I wanted to bring. And a lot of people have been adding to this. A lot of people have been talking about this. If you go on YouTube and you search a shift that's been happening, something new has been happening. Something has changed over the years, and and I just wanted to add to this conversation, and just so that people can talk about it and conversate and see what you guys think about it. Almost, basically, and you know, I'm new to this, and you guys are getting to know me, just how I am. And, I don't want to hide anything. I want to accept myself and I want to present myself to you guys. And you guys are welcome to criticize. You guys are welcome to add to the conversation. But this is who I am. And I'm trying to be authentic and real and be myself. But, the topic that I wanted to focus on today was the truth. I was watching this video on YouTube. I mean, I watched so many videos on YouTube, and basically what I was watching in these videos was how many of these YouTubers and people were talking about how there was a change, and like a lot of things have been happening. Like the people in the videos were referring to how so many people have been noticing how people, yeah, everything, like people are more, I don't know, people have been more guarded to themselves. They've been more, I guess, more into themselves, more like hostile, more like ready to, I don't know. There have been, people are so suspicious nowadays. And I'm not trying to spread fear or anything, but I'm just trying to point out how, I mean, even in myself, I was thinking about it when I was doing this video. When I was thinking about this. I was like, man, a lot of the things that have been happening nowadays, like more violence, you know, eyes happening, riots, people, a lot of controversy with the politics, a lot of controversy in our race, how there's racism, a lot of, um, you know, a lot of jobs being lost, our president coming in, people being more angry, more hostile, you know, um, it's something that I felt like back in 2014 and 18 was different. And that was a time when I was like in college, you feel me? I was back in Bible school and I remember living in a place where everyone knew each other. Everyone was more like friendly. We were more chill and we were more loving to each other. But a lot of the people were saying like how we experience this shift, and not all the things are the same. You notice people being more like trying to get rid of each other, trying to do your own thing. And I guess it's normal, right? I guess a lot of people do talk about how it's always been that like that, right? People being mean to each other, but I feel like it's increased a lot. And I know in my life, ever since I moved from Texas, from Washington to Texas, and then to Colorado, I felt like there's been such a change where people are changing. I remember being in Washington and people just being more friendlier. You could go up to a person and just conversate. But nowadays, I experience like people, you know, when I try to conversate, it's hard to be able to have a conversation. People are quick to like shoot you down, not like with a pistol, right? But like get you out of their way. And man, it was a hassle for me. I remember when I drove all the way over here. I remember people tracking me, following me in cars. I remember people trying to like be rude on when I was driving. And I know it's a normal thing, but I feel like it's increased more. I feel like people have become more not just aggressive, but like I think they're just becoming more like unstable, like they feel more anxious. And I think a lot of this is happening because, the Bible says like we're in the last days. We're living in the last days where the love of many will become cold, and many of us will be more self-centered and not worry about others. And and I feel like that's what I wanted to share with you guys, like this thing of how we are just becoming like the truth of the world. I just wanted to share this truth where, this is where we're all at, we're all at, we're all experiencing this. It's not the same. Like you guys can probably, if you know what I'm trying to say, if you feel like, if you feel like you've experienced this shift, this change of lifestyle where things just don't feel the same, like starting 2014, like 2018 for me, I feel like a lot of things changed. I left college, I lost a lot of friends, you know, I lost a lot of people that I was close to, and I went on my separate ways. But, you know, not only that, but I feel like just everything, people were just different and everything. If you feel like that's been happening and you kind of know what I'm trying to get at, if you don't mind sharing, share it, put comments, leave anything, subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave something in the comment section and I'll conversate with you. What I'm trying to do is just have a conversation and see, uh, see if you guys feel the same. Because I feel like there's so much going on right now in the world. And I feel like, I want to create a group where people can conversate and just talk and have a good time. But, that's how I feel what's going on right now in America. And not just America, but in the whole world. Like, there's this shift where people are trying to they're trying to survive in a sense, but they're trying to do it at the cost of others. And it's weird because, we need each other. We need each other as a community. We need to encourage each other. We need to push each other. But I feel like a lot of it has become where we're becoming so self centered and we're like just trying to do whatever we want, which is okay, right? But when we do it at the cost of others, something's not, it's not right. But I think what people have been saying is like just like there's this shift, and that's the best I could explain it. But if you feel what I'm trying to say, comment and see, like if you guys can add to the conversation, that would be awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to share this. I feel like I wanted to share this about how a lot of things have been changing, and they're not the same like they used to be. I remember I went on a hike earlier today, and I just remember waking up and being at my grandma's house, and not having to worry about like rent or what to do, the day that day. And I remember I would just eat and go play with my friends, eat and just like enjoy the day playing soccer with my uncles and aunts and my friends. But now I feel like everyone is not there. You feel me? Like, yes, we're here, we're all working, we all have jobs and everything, but I feel like we're not there. Like we're all like secluded and isolated, and many of us are just trying to like focus on our own, which is good, right? But I feel like we're not, everything's not the same, and we've all, left each other. But, and not just that, but just with, storm, like talking also about like the end times, the Bible says that in the end times, many people will lose the love for one another, right? And I feel like that's what's happening, a lot of us are forgetting about our neighbor, and it's tough, for many of us, for us who are more community based, it's tough. But not only that, but it says in the end times that the love of many will grow cold, but there will be signs and wonders. I think in Texas there was like a lot of floods that happened, and a lot of people have died. A lot of people have died because of these floods, and then I think earthquakes have been a huge one, like throughout the world. There's been huge earthquakes happening. I think in Wyoming, Yosemite, the park has a volcano, and a lot of the animals have been living the Yosemite because they sense like something's about to happen. And we're going further and further towards the end times, and man, there's all these signs, and with aliens also showing up, and I feel like all this stuff is happening because the Bible does say that Christ will be coming. The preparation of the second coming of Christ is coming and everything. And so, like, I feel like part of it is that we're in the end times, and we need to get ready and start growing in our relationship with Christ. But I think these signs and wonders are just multiplying and becoming greater, especially with all that's been going around. But man, yeah, I just wanted to say that. But and I feel like there's more to it. I feel like I just hit everything broadly, but I really want to go more into detail. But if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, and if you guys agree about it, please feel free to share your thoughts, and add to the conversation. Thank you.